All right. Now let's look at Genesis 6 a little more closely, right? Mm-hmm. Where they came down and knew the daughters of men and married them and took them as wives, right? Right. Some people have a problem with this, right? And you can't. It's part of our history, whether you like it or not. You know, the angels fell. How did they fall? They left their first estate, according to Peter and Jude. Now, they're supposed to be messengers from the divine celestial realm, right? And they're supposed to watch over us and guard us from harm, right? But then Satan learned how to hurt us and cause us harm, right? Hello? And trick us into sin, right? Now, like I told you, it's not simply gay or straight either anymore. See, Christ, if he's both, had to be with women too, maybe. That's a little bad. But, now, Adam, Haadam is all mankind, right? Haadamah is feminine Adam. Right. Because guess what you need to have a son or a daughter? Mama. Mama. And daddy. Right. Now, Benoth is daughters. Mm-hmm. I'm looking for a wife, but I can't find it right yet, just yet. Now, Beniy, right, has a Y. Now, why a Y? Sorry. Her name in the Hebrew before she becomes Sarah is Sari. Beni could be feminine and masculine. HaElhiym, it, Benoth, Hadam, Ki, Babuth, or, I'm sorry, Tabuth, or beef, right, sorry. Well, see, there's a vowel point. It's kind of weird, right? It's got two vowel points. One's at the bottom, one's at the top. At least it looks like, right? Ha. Ga. Right. Really? I'm looking for something like Isha or Ishot. Adam HaElhiym. Now, that means the Elohim, right? What does the Elohim mean? How is he the Elohim, right? Or Elohim, right? What would that mean if Adam is made one, bone and flesh removed from him into two? Right. I'm not the same image as Adam, right? Then, right? He looked different, right, to me, right? Right. You can't take a woman out of me unless it's two sex, and I impregnate the woman with a big daughter, right? Or a son, or something, right? Now, Amanda may have had a daughter. I don't know who is, so. Mm-hmm. Right. Mm-hmm. I see nashiym, right? That could be wife, right? Laham Bayakahu, I think, or Ku. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Laham nashiym. That's why it's right. Ma deal or Bill. I'm not sure. Oh, Keel. Sorry. Call. McCall. Asher. Ba. Ha. Ru. Ah. So again, all right. Now, where do we get they're the sons of God, though? Job. That's what I was shown growing up. Right. When I read about Job, one of the things I was told about Job, is when the sons of God went before them, Satan went too. And tempted him with all the bad things he could do to him. Right. Now I'm on the ship full of men going out to sea twice. Now the first time we're just kind of getting to know each other, right? The second time they know me, if you know what I mean, right? And we're arguing probably about something. And I'm saying, no, I'm trying to date women. No, I'm trying to date women. Right. There was a man in the land of Uz named Job. The man was blameless and upright. He feared God and shunned evil. 7 sons and 3 daughters were born to him. His possessions were 700 sheep, 3,000 camels, 500 yokes of oxen, and 500 she-asses, and a very large household. That man was wealthier than anyone in the East. It was the customs of the sons to hold feasts, each on his set day in his own house. They would invite their 3 sisters to eat and drink with them. When a round of feast days was over, Job would send word to them to sanctify themselves, and rising early in the morning, he would make burnt offerings, one for each of them. For Job thought, perhaps my children have sinned and blasphemed God in their thoughts. This is what Job always used to do. So, right. We see Job in the days of old sacrifice to God, right? Burnt offerings, right? Now today, Peter would have a problem with that. So early warning, right? You're going to have humanitarians to have a problem with the temple, especially if you want to go back to animal sacrifices. And again, it's not just about the pig to them. Isaiah warns the day will come when he that offers a lamb is as he that offers swine, right? That be another problem you have, Jews, in rebuilding your temple. Men are trying to do away with sacrificing to the gods, right? Even though they know they're made things, right? They don't always want to obey their maker, right? Or acknowledge their maker anymore. Now they can do that, but die too, right? They've even found ways to kind of extend their life, but still not beyond 120 years, right? So, one day, the divine beings presented themselves before the Lord. And Satan, right, came along with them. The Lord said to the adversary, "Where have you been?" The adversary answered the Lord, "I have been roaming all over the earth." The Lord said to the adversary, "Have you noticed my servant Job?" Right? He knows he has. Right. Now here, Yod He Wahe or Vahe is used, right? Now what do we say about names though that end in an H, right? They're feminine, right? That's the whole problem. Even Va means breath, right? Breath is in the male and the female, right? Or all creatures. Even as a result of the sin, there are hermaphrodites in the gene pool, right? So this is how we know the Beni HAElhiym, right? Or HaElhiym, which is to denote what? The one Elohim, right? Who's plural, two in one, right? Made all the angels to the sons Beni HAElhiym, right? Again, and Satan, right, is called the adversary. And he's all our adversary. There's no man that he liketh, or woman, right? Or, to remind him of his own sin, hermaphrodite, right? But the thing is, any soul in the flesh can repent, right? Now, why can't they repent in hell or Tartarus, right? They're reserved spiritually in chains of darkness, right? Because they died after coming to earth and knowing the daughters of men, as Satan did. Also of natural causes, right? As well. They can't live more than a man, right? Or longer than anyone else, right? If they become fully human, they also have knowledge from heaven that they brought here too, right? And that's the problem too. That's why the war in India went on, right? Dealing with all their technology, right, that they brought from there to here, right? Does that make sense, right? And God's warning us not to do it again because we can't, right? If you can do it before the flood, right, And God's trying to prevent you with the Tower of Babel and says again, let us go down there and confound their language. And you have to confound certain people, certain groups, male and female. That's why we have different languages, they say as well. Is to explain it, right? Now, is Zeus the equivalent of Yahuwah? I don't know, right? It's a little different, but Theo and Theos and Thea are usually the words for God, right? Now, Theos might be better. That includes the female. But can you do that with the Greek? The Jews tried to. They doing all kind of weird stuff with the word for female breast. They're spelling all kind of different ways. Even with an N. God's called, the goddess Diana is called Theon. Why? On night could have to do with something feminine, and Jesus, one of his name is Yeshuan or Christon, right? Maybe that's to refer to his feminine side. I don't know, right? I'm just looking into it too, right? But I do know Paul clearly said, who are one in Christ Jesus? All. Jew, Gentile, slave, master, right? And bond free, right? And again, male and female are one in Christ Jesus, right? So what part of that has Constantine blinded you from? And the Orthodox and the Catholics, right? They blinded you from this, right? Whether intentionally or not, right? Whether satanically or not. They have blinded us all from seeing this truth, right? Now, Paul also says it differently when dealing with women being covered or not in church while prophesying. He goes all the way back to Eden too. He talks about the woman being taken out the man, blah, 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 right? But how the woman comes through the man through the woman, right? Hello, right? Going back to what? Childbirth, right? Nevertheless, she shall be saved in childbirth too, but at the same time, Jezebel's children can be killed or die to death, right? That's why, again, you can't tell a woman that wants to abort her child is wrong. Why? She knows the father, you don't. Put it that way. She knows the dad. And if he's a deadbeat dad, right? Whatever. And she thinks it's better to abort the baby, trust her judgment. Because like with David's child with Bathsheba, it died too, before it was circumcised. What does that mean? Why? Well, once it's circumcised, it's considered what? Old enough, perhaps, not to be killed either, right? Think about it, right? So that shows if you do it before a certain time, right? God will allow it by grace, right? Now, murdering babies, right? I know. They're not babies until a male after 7 days, 8 days, right? And a female, double that. 14 to 16, right? Everything is doubled with the female. Why though? If man is lower than Elohim, right? Going all the way back to Adam, right? What then is woman? A little lower than man, right? Why is she lower? She's the one to bear the children, right? But at the same time, right, we symbolize Satan, and he has a hermaphrodite, right? And getting pregnant by Adam, right? You're looking for the daughter of the devil himself and an angel in light, right? A little woman who's a little less. You can feel her, but she's nowhere inside, right? Yeah, I know the feeling. I know the feeling. Your enemy comes in like a flood, right? Your friends know you, right? And they know you're a good person. Otherwise, the enemy's trying to sabotage you, right? And he tries to sabotage us all, right? Through his hand, right? Right? His henchmen, right? Like all armies, right? The devil's army, I know, compared to the Lord's army is greater, I know. We're still outnumbered, Christians, 6-1. If we're 1 billion and they're 6 billion from 7, that leaves what? 6. Now, the thing is, a third of that, Christians, is 2 billion. And God warns they want to get rid of a third of the population. All right. One of the prophet does. I think it's Hosea. Right. Or Zechariah, one of the two, right? They want to get rid of us, right? Because, see, without a voice, right? Without my pride, right? I reach out from the inside, right? Well, they do too. They do too. But they're following no voice. They're following their own heart, which can be deceptively wicked, and they too are allowed the 120 years to live in, right? So they too die, right? We die too, right? And, but we could be resurrected. We're not using that anymore, right? And I think the Shroud of Turin has to do with Peter, right? In Rome, not Christ in Jerusalem, right? I think Nicodemus and his friend bound Jesus mummy style. You can't get a good image from that, right? But I think Peter, they lightly draped his burial cloth and wrapped it from foot to head, right? And back to foot, right? Over his body, right? So that when Christ resurrected him, right, from the dead, right, it left the imprint of him putting the radiation into him that brought him back to life, right? And it's divine radiation. It's not just radiation, right? That's what they think made the image as well. Some kind of radiation or something, right? Left the image on the shroud, right? Now, Peter was also crucified upside down, right? If you're crucified right side up, what does that mean, right? You could be nailed through the feet and wrists, right? But if you're upside down, right? You could be, but you might also be nailed through the hands. It depends on the soldier's preference, right? By the way. If he's not worried about it and wants to cause Christ more pain, Peter, only you can answer this. Is it more painful through the wrist or hands? Hands. Right. Now, there were even one of them believed, right? But not all, no. And he was also delivered into the hands of sinful soldiers. Some of them could have raped him, ladies, right? Both ways. Naturally and obscure, especially if he's both, like I'm learning, right? I didn't know this either, right? The Catholics and Orthodox are hiding it from you. They're considering it sealed knowledge, right? But John's trying to open the seals, right? At the end of the book. Right, Hal? Right. That's Hal Lindsey from a so-called theologian. Are you? I don't know. Are you paying? I don't know. Are you trying to make money off of Jesus or tell the truth about Jesus for free? Right. Ain't that what I'm doing? Right. But I've heard of you, right? Because I pay attention to Christian matters and worldly matters. I'm in both. I was raised in the South, so I know Christian matters, right? But I also know the problem with the South. They're the throne room of Satan. Devil went down to Georgia, indeed. So he might be from there. I don't know. I'm one of them, right? We're one of them, right? We don't know it. We don't know it. No. Even the Jews born of Eve after the fall, right? She's corrupted them, right? Any child, male or female, born after the fall is corrupted by the fall, right? Especially if it's sexual, right? And they die 930 years later. Now another question is, who died first, Adam or Eve, right? Right. You don't know that answer, right? So, if he died, she knows she was going to die, and if she died, he knows he was going to die. Either way. Well, if they died perfectly the same day, which that's the only way you can go, huh? Right? The same day, before or after. Right. And that's what I think happened with Elijah, right? He might have been married too and had lost his wife in childbirth, right? Like Rachel. But with the firstborn son, right? That's why the widow and the son had something to do with his ministry, right? And God told him to go to her, right? And help her out, even though she was a Tishbite woman or something. Right. Or whatever. Yeah. Well, he was Elijah the Tishbite, whatever. I don't know. But like I said, I'm human too, right? I gotta wake up every morning and seek the Lord's face and what to do, right? Every morning. And I did some of my grass today, though I'm gonna wait till the evening to finish it, right? I did half the yard. Maybe close to 5/3, right? I got maybe 2/5 left, right? Mm-hmm. Now, I might take a shower in a bit. I might do this. I might do that. I gotta figure out the date, right? I don't know. What do I need? I might have a sandwich and some chips for lunch, right? Then whatever I need to do for dinner, right? Might do a light meal, right? Of chicken and, vegetables or something, right? And again, right? I got an appointment on the 21st, right? And why am I telling you? Because I have a problem, right? Money and otherwise, right? And I tried to serve my country honorably too, but I ran into a problem, right? I didn't know how to be an electrician unless I was shown how to be an electrician, right? I didn't know the equipment on the ship either. I've never seen it before, right? I couldn't even recognize it. Just by you giving me a work card, King, and you know that. And EMFM King, Carlos King, or Aaron King, I don't even remember his name, right? Really, I'm guessing, right? But I remember Ben Campbell, the boss. He was the one who was supposed to train me first. And instead kept asking me if I was gay, and it was going over my head because I just felt like I was being bullied to get into school, and I had to tell him no, right? But now I realize it might have been quid pro quo, and you don't want to pay us for that, right? Additionally, right? If they're sexually harassing me, I can't do my job either, right? I don't know what to do, right? I'm afraid of them too, right? I don't trust them, right? And I know if I have sex with them, they still wouldn't have to treat me, so I know better. Now you trying to bring up a stepdaughter where I met her mother 6 months before I even met the girl, right? And that had to do with mom, her mom. She was trying to ensure we would make it out, but then the woman left me stranded, and the mom still gave her daughter to her. What she think gonna happen, right? I'm gonna move back to base, fool, as fast as I can, right? And then she went with her dad first, so what you talking about? Who's bringing this up? And I fell over 2 weeks later, or almost three. And I'm not around her after that, right? I moved back to base, right? I kind of figured, oh, she wasn't her daughter, huh? Right? And I like, man, Sheena, where I was confused, right? And trying to write her still and not knowing what happened, right? Or why she went from hot to cold like that, right? First, when we met, she was hot. Then she turned cold. I either figures it's something I said or my shipmates were harassing her, right? So I can guess, right? They were sabotaging me anyway. Maybe other girls I dated from 90 on, right? That was my first sexual contact, and I do usually not just have sex, right? I try to have a relationship with the woman, right? And they're all over 18, right? Not a one was under 21, under 18, 19. Now that's legal, not just in Georgia where it's 16, right, by the way. And been 16 since I was a kid, right? But that's why you can't. If she's 15 going on 16, I go to the store, I'm going to ask her age, right? If she lies, because she knows she's not supposed to be working there, right? Or she don't tell me up front, that's on her. Ask it's for you, right? Even though they're writing the show based on fictional events, when someone's really raped, right, or statutory raped, they don't have to lie. They don't go into the bathroom and acting like they're 37 either, right? When I want to show her, don't worry about that. No. I can show you in the bathroom what I really would do with a woman if you want. If not, we're fine. You can do the damn job, right? But then I lost an hour of time, kinda, didn't I? Especially if you tried to black me out during it. Or you did yourself, right? I'm trying to, again, pretend you don't really fully remember that you do. But I do, kind of, right? Because we were talking about it before, during, and after, but I didn't mean no one, right? They meant someone. She meant someone, right? If it was a she, too. I don't know if it's a she or a he, right? See, someone might not can get over me either, right? And like me, they're not shown the Bible unless you read the Bible. A lot of people don't read the Bible. They let their pastors preach to them from the pulpit. But they don't preach you everything in the Bible. Well, they're preaching on money thing, but not while we fail. I too thought we ate of a fig tree or something, some kind of tree, right? And that the tree of life was like ambrosia, and the tree of knowledge of good and evil like Quidditch or something like that, which I get that from White Men Can't Jump. And how Rosie answered the question when asked what kind of fruit was the fruit of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, right? It was something with a Q, right? So they made that up. No. Even if it was a fruit, biting into a fruit ain't the same as having to cover your genitals. Unless you're using a banana down there. Told you that before, that's a joke, but still, right? Don't let it go over your head, right? It will. You usually peeling to eating a banana too, right? And its seed is within it too, right? But so was Satan. He was male and female, right? That's why he tempted them both, right? Adam might have thought he was with a woman too, right? He might have had bigger boobs than Eve, who does, and bigger penis than that, right? Why? He was the most beautifulest of all the angels, and he wouldn't know slob, he wouldn't know fat, he wouldn't know. But that's why you want to be thin, right? The devil makes you do it, right? He makes you focus on your image, which fades over time, right? Even Keanu's getting white in his beard, Keanu. But I'm still good. Right. And no white in my hair yet. Are we dying yet, Keanu? It's okay. It's okay, bro. Not a day in my life have I ever eaten star, right? Because I'm trying to be one, kind of. I know if you ride him and act crazy, that's definitely going to fuck you up. Excuse my French. Sorry. Mess you up. Now, I, of course, know what you consider bad language and good, but I don't think you understand conversation, right? If you're saying fornication in the Bible, you can say fornication as that kind of word, right? An exclamation. Fornication yourself! Well, the other one sounds better, don't it? You know what I mean when I say F yourself. Go F yourself. If I say go fornicate yourself, that don't have the same impact, does it? Great. Exactly right. That's what I was going to say. Yourself. Versus fornicate yourself, right? Same thing. It's the same thing. In fact, it's an acronym for it. It's supposed to mean fornication, unlawful carnal knowledge, right? And you contract it, just said it a different way, but it still means the same thing, right? You're having sex with the wrong person, right? You can get pregnant and abort the baby or not, right? And that ain't up to you, right? It's a choice. Why? Because you can't force people to follow God, right? And if they're following Satan, they're Jezebel. If they're following God, they're Sarah and won't abort the baby, right? Now the thing is, though, right? Sarah wanted Isaac and was so desperate she gave Abraham Hagar, right? To have a child, right? For him. But that still messed up God's plan. He had to appear with two other people and speak to Abraham privately, right? And Sarah too, and ask her why'd she laugh, right? But you did laugh, right? Within herself, and he knew it. He knew it. Why did he know it? Because he's God, or because he just has common sense, right? To know it, right? It wasn't to scare the woman, except to believe him, right? Either. The Lord don't come to hurt you. Satan does. He's the adversary, right? But when you think, for instance, like Job, your children are doing something wrong, right? You're trying to protect them from who? The adversary. The adversary. But you can't either, right? You're also not hearing the story, right? The men who follow the adversaries are the ones who attack you first, right? Or the winds, or the rain, or the things you can't control in life, right? The earthquakes, even, right? Though the first one, I guess, recorded is in between Moses and Korah and all that, right? So the earth swallowed them up, right? But again, are you resisting Moses and following some rabbi who don't get it all? But the rabbi Jesus explained it all to him before he left, right? He's the rabbi of Rabboni, right? Or Rabbonian, right? And usually they're male, right? There's few female rabbis. Though they would be Rabbo or Rabbah, right? And priests would be Kohanah, right? And another way to say daughter could be Benah, right? Or Beni, right? To include the woman, right? Or the hermaphroditic image of angels, right? Even the movie The Prophecy with Christopher Walken and Nunez Cotes points out they're hermaphrodites, but they might look malish to us, right? Especially if they're tall or something like that. Why are they tall versus short, right? Say that as well. They produced giants with the daughters of being anyway, and now hopefully the daughters didn't birth the baby like in what was that movie? With Natasha, what's her name? Right. Species 2, when the dude went to the moon and came back. Right. The women were having the baby at such a fast rate, they exploded. Thank God it's not like that, right? He's still working on me to make me what I ought to be, right? He's still working on you too, even though you're trying to be a bad guy for Satan, right? And all I can do is say, stop following the devil. You know you are. And you know, if you hadn't put her up to that, she wouldn't have been tempted by that herself or so. And it's not because I'm good looking, bad looking, a good guy or a bad guy, or would have sex with her at 15 or 37, right? She also knew, right? By what I'm saying, she would have to tell me she's 37 and not 15, right? If she did, why'd she do that, right? She wanted to try it. Yes, she did. I didn't tempt her any more than any other man going into that store, right? Probably not at all. Probably not at all. But see, whatever you made her think she had to do, you made her think, right? I'm trying to tell her, look, don't even go there. Because when I come in there, I'm not going to know your age, so I'm going to ask, right? I'm telling her, don't listen to them. They're going to get you in trouble. Mm-hmm. But I'm not trying to get you in trouble, but I don't know you by looking at you, how old you are. Mm-hmm. You Asian women look young to me anyway, even Constance Wu, I think, is in her 20s or something. In my opinion, right? Not to be mean or cruel or anything, if that don't bother her, right? I heard she had some kind of mental issues herself, right? But again, I don't dislike Asian women. In fact, I dreamed of one and not sure what the dream means or if I'm supposed to be with one or not, right? But you can't take advantage of that yourself, right? When I ask you, if it's your dad's store, what do you do? Tell me you're 37 and go with me in the bathroom and prove it? Right? No. I don't know you're the one I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. Nope. I'm being sarcastic with them. What, I'm going to go into a store and find a 15-year-old and she's going to lie to me that she's 37 and have sex with me in the bathroom? That's sarcasm. Why is it sarcasm? It's not supposed to happen, but it can. But it can. And see, I don't know till after the fact, right? Whether she pulled the gun on me or he did, right? Because it's her dad's store. He's the owner-manager. He's the one who rented out the property for that purpose, right? And he's the one who set it all up, not me, not you. Of course, I'm just going to different stores, right? And if I went out there 3 months after, right, the first time, right, I'm just normally getting my nails done anyway. I also, if nothing happens, would have gotten bored and probably keep going to different ones, right? Hello? That's what would have happened alternatively, right? Now, what if Adam and Eve hadn't ate of the fruit of the tree of knowledge of good and evil? People don't think about that either, but why did they too, right? They lied. Who lied first, though? Adam to Eve, right?